I frankly forgot that you were supposed to send cover letters on faxes. Cover sheets.
Right.
The reason why is once upon a time they were so prominent that it's like, well, you can't just send us a fax without telling us who it's for. You had to have the cover sheet. That way you could appropriately divide up the faxes because they were coming in such numbers. But now, okay, whatever.
Even in Great Bend, I can't tell you the last time I faxed something. I had to use the big computer because I had to scan something and email it to Shannon at corporate.
Yeah.
But I can't tell you the last time I faxed something.
Yeah, so faxes are still used in the medical community, I think, a decent bit for privacy.
Are they? Okay.
Because it's end-to-end communication, basically, over a phone line. So there's really no way to intercept them. So it's still a really secure way to send information.
I think it was Parks and Rec that I'm recalling this memory that every time somebody talks about a fax machine, I think of this line in Parks and Rec when they're like, fax it to me? Why don't you just send it to me on a dinosaur? And so every time I think of the fax machine, I was like, send it on a dinosaur.
Yeah, and just yesterday we were talking about, I'm getting tube televisions set up at my house.
Right.
I have no desire to switch from email back to fax.
No.
I won't be doing that, no.
Nope.
I did send some faxes back in the day, my time in mailboxes, etc., though.
I bet you did.
Sent and received many a fax. Yeah.
I bet you did.
Yep, that's right, Kate. Pretty cool.
Mailboxes, ETC.
I know when we start reminiscing about my old jobs, people's jealousy meters immediately start pinging, so.
They go, ding, 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 ding. I was talking to my mom yesterday.
Yeah.
And we were just chit-chatting about something, and she goes, oh, by the way, it's bats are rats with wings, not pigeons. And I go, oh, okay. Were we talking about that? And she goes, no, I'm getting caught up on your podcast, and you and Matt were talking about that, so I thought I'd tell you. I'm like, okay, I don't remember talking to my mom about pigeons or bats or rats, and that's why I was like, I don't know what you're talking about, Mom. She was like, no, I was listening, so I thought I'd tell you. I was like, okay.
I thought bats were mice with wings. Aren't they closer to mice?
No, those suckers are huge.
Well, I know, but...
Side note, I saw a bunch of bats yesterday, and heebie-jeebies, creepy, gross.
Where?
At the apartment complex. No, I'm just kidding. At the zoo. We went to the zoo over the weekend.
Made a quick jaunt to the Omaha Zoo?
We did.
Exciting.
We did. And I had us all bundled it was going to be the frozen tundra. And really, when you're walking from building to building, you warm up pretty quick. So by the end of the day, we had snow boots on, but we had our coats undone and our hats in our pockets because we were hot. The rainforest alone, I was sweating.
And you have a season pass to the Omaha Zoo, is that right?
Yes, we have a membership.
Or whatever it's called, sorry.
Yeah.
A pass.
Yeah.
Using Worlds of Fun language or something over here? I don't know.
We just go in the winter months. No, we have a membership, so we were able to scoot up there, and everybody's wearing masks. And the only part where I feel a little uncomfortable is the aquarium. I feel like people are all up in your face at the aquarium because they want to see things.
Oh, yeah, right.
And you want to see things, but at the same time, it's enough that I'm like, all right, we are going to do a fast lap through this aquarium. Get it, go, get out. Because they know I'm uncomfortable there.
Did you ride the giraffe?
Did I ride the giraffe?
Did you ride a giraffe?
I did not.
Okay, just making sure.
Okay. We saw the giraffes.
Yeah.
And they were licking the poles, which all I could think of is in the wilderness and out in the exhibit, they're licking the trees to maybe scratch their tongue or, I don't know, get nutrients from tree bark. I don't understand, but they were just licking the poles as if it were a great big tree. And I'm like, I don't think it's scratching the same way a tree bark does. But it made me think of when you're missing something in your diet. I think you need some iron.
I thought maybe you were going to be concerned about the tongue sticking.
No, I was just they were eating. They're indoors because it was too cold.
I was going to say, giraffes I don't think are a winter climate animal, right?
Right. So they were indoors, and there's lots of food at their, like, at the ready, but they were like licking the poles, like way up high, like as if it were a big tall tree. And I was just like, wonder what that's all about. But then there was one part where they were like necking, and it was so cute. There was two, and they were like kind of hugging with their necks. Oh, so cute.
Was it a romantic thing, you think?
I don't know, or if it was like a friendship thing, like, we can't hug.
Friends hugging or friends looking to take it to the next level?
Oh.
Bro hug?
Giraffe chicka bow wow. Doesn't really go, does it?
I think that works great. I dig it. I'll allow it.
You'll allow it? Okay.
Yeah, even though I really have no ability to allow or disallow things, Kate.
Well, I like to let you think that sometimes, though.
Oh, yeah. You let me be judgy from time to time, sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you
allow it.
You're very generous with letting me be judgy, so.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. No, thank you. Thanks for letting me be judgy, Matt.
It's the nicest compliment I've gotten in a long time. Thanks.
I think I'm a horrible person, and you let me be that way sometimes.
Man.
I don't know.
You're doing great, Kate. You're pretty far on the other side of horrible. I don't want to be too complimentary, but yeah.
Okay, thank you. Everybody has their days, right?
Gotta keep that ego in check over there.
You know it.
Yes, I am a good person. I don't want Kate thinking this.
I am a good person.
This can't be allowed.
I'm good enough, I'm smart enough, and doggone it, people like me. Remember that?
I do.
Stuart Smalley?
Yeah, Stuart Smalley doing motivational talks into the mirror.
My mom used to make me say that before I'd go out in high school.
Really?
Confidence booster. Yeah.
So she actually used that parody sketch from SNL as a way to build yourself up?
Say it, Kate. Yep. My mom was big in Mary Kay Cosmetics, and Mary Kay was very big in the positive mental thinking, and if you say it out loud, then your brain hears it and your brain believes it. So if you're talking down to yourself, your brain will hear that. But if you're talking up to yourself, your brain will hear that. So my mom was big on, positive mental thinking, and at the time it was awful. Like, Mom, come on, I just want to go. Say it. I'm good enough. Smart enough.
There's a really good one of those where he has Michael. Do you remember the one with Michael Jordan? Stuart Smalley, Michael Jordan. He gets Michael Jordan to start doing the affirmations into a mirror.
I don't think so.
Or Michael Jordan's trying to, build himself up. It's really good.
Because in the 90s, he definitely needed to build himself up.
Right. Yes, it was funny because this idea of Michael Jordan having a low opinion of himself and needing to be built up so that he can go perform. And he does a really good job delivering the lines. It's good.
But as painful as it was in high school, I know my mom was onto something, because I find myself doing the same thing for my girls. Like, say it.
Do you have you had them watch that bit?
No.
As portrayed by Al Franken, I believe, right?
Yeah.
All right, Kate, National Weather Service Kansas City had this. We've only had one day with a high below 30 degrees at Kansas City thus far this winter. That's tied for the fewest on the 133-year record through this date. On average, we would normally have 11 by now. So that was posted the other day.
Oh.
So it's been a heat wave this winter. One day with a high below 30? I'm surprised. That's impressive.
One day.
I do feel like it's been a relatively easy winter with just a couple of sloppy days, but
yeah, this is conversation that I know is worth having, but I hate saying these things because I don't know if it's like, if you put it out there, all hell's gonna break loose, and then we're gonna be in, blizzard tundra for the next 3 weeks or 3 months or something. So I kind of like to oh, that's interesting, and keep on moving. And, when you're on a road trip, you're like, we haven't seen any cops. And then, bam, there's a cop.
That's that good comparison. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, guys, it's been so nice this winter. Mother Nature cracks her knuckles and says, hold my beer. And then we get a blizzard.
I think that's how that works. I think science speaks to that.
I think that's very scientific theory right there. I mean, We'll find out, won't we? Testing it out.
Did you go sledding on this most recent round? You and the girls?
No, we didn't.
What happened?
It was...
Sorry.
It was a lot of windblown snow. It wasn't as much snow.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah, it was way more windblown.
That's true. You did have to kind of find a hill that was facing the appropriate direction to collect the right amount of snow.
Right.
It's a weird one. Yeah. The blowing snow, that's the most obnoxious on so many different levels.
I would agree. Like, we had basketball Saturday morning, and a bunch of the girls on the team were saying, we shouldn't have had a snow day, and we shouldn't have, it wasn't really that bad. I'm like, your moms and dads are real glad that they didn't have to drive in that. Let me just tell you.
The kids didn't want a snow day?
Yeah.
Why?
Like, I don't know. Nerd alerts. I don't know. But they had a lot to play catch up this week. I kind of felt bad as far as like they had to get caught up from tests that they missed and then still keep on with their homework to stay on track. So,
yeah, I understand. That makes sense.
It makes sense.
Nerd alert.
I felt real bad.
Yeah, Kate was joking. In fact, Kate, the other day, multiple people come up to me and go, I heard what you said about women hosting Jeopardy. I go, it's clear I was joking, yes. And they go, yeah.
I heard what you said about women not being as smart. Oh, Matt.
And it's like, I was joking. Kate just teed that one up for me. Here you go, Matt. And I had no choice. I
did not. I think you took that and ran.
You go.
I don't think it teed it up.
Well, yeah, here's how you teed it up. You go, Matt, maybe they'll get a woman to host it. And I go, oh, that's clearly Kate indicating that she thinks women are smart enough to host Jeopardy, too. So here I come.
Oh.
And I got out the biggest aluminum bat I had. Ka-clunk. I had no choice, Kate.
Oh. So. Matt, you did, though. You absolutely did have a choice. That's the part where you could have been like, yeah, women are way smarter than men. Why wasn't a woman hosting Jeopardy from the beginning?
Well, that would make it less funny. I don't know.
True.
Funny in quotes. I understand.
Right.
Air quotes around funny.
Funny, ha.
For anything I say on this show.
Anything?
Most things.
Most things.
Kate, did you see the Justin Timberlake, Jessica Biel baby? Announcement, I should say.
I mean, I knew they had another baby.
Yeah.
And I knew they had another boy. What's the baby's name?
The boy's name is Phineas.
Shut up.
I would not joke about such serious matters, Kate.
Is it PH or is it an F?
It is Phineas.
So is it spelled the same way as Phineas Eilish?
I think that's right. I think that is how Billie Eilish's brother's name is spelled.
Yeah. I don't think Eilish is their last name.
Yeah, on the credits for their stuff, it's always Billie Eilish and Phineas.
I think Eilish is her middle name.
Oh.
So whatever, because Eilish is an Irish name for Elizabeth.
Oh, okay.
It's in Gaelic. And Phineas is obviously, but
if that's the case, then I feel much better about these. I'm not sure if you've heard me make do you have the luck of the Eilish jokes that I've done around Billie Eilish's name. Every once in a while. I do that coming out of a Billie Eilish song.
And you could also change it to Billie Eilish. You would play another song for us, like
right.
Irish. You were here for St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, I wish you a Merry Christmas. Yeah, there's so many different fun things we could do with her name. But anyway, yes, Justin Timberlake was on
Phineas.
He was on the Ellen show, Ellen DeGeneres show.
Okay.
And told Ellen, like, oh yeah, Phineas, right? And then Ellen sacrificed a staff member in celebration of the new baby, Kate.
Yeah, put their head on the chopping block.
Right there on TV. Yeah. And indeed, people's blood does spurt out of their necks like that. It's weird.
He goes, quack, 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 quack.
Okay, I'm joking. There was no ritual sacrifice of a Ellen DeGeneres staff member for the new Timberlake baby. That was just kind of a joke because Ellen's got a reputation for treating her staff poorly. And some guests.
Well, it wasn't on television. The sacrifice was in the green room.
Right. They don't want to. They're trying to maintain an image of Ellen here. This was clearly
right.
What they thought was a secure FaceTime connection. Yeah.
Gotcha. No, I knew they had another baby after the cheating scandal. And I shouldn't say cheating scandal, the holding hands scandal. But I didn't know. But let's be honest. If Justin Timberlake is going to hold hands with another girl at a bar in front of lots of people, you don't think he's doing other things behind closed doors?
Well, wouldn't one say, well, why would he be doing something behind closed doors if he feels comfortable enough? You would think that they would overcompensate the other direction and not even speak to each other around other people, right?
Right.
So was Jessica Biel with child? Notice I didn't say knocked up.
Yeah, I did notice.
Before
I was kind of proud there for a second.
Before the hand holding happened?
I don't think so.
Oh.
I think that's a makeup baby.
That was going to be my next question. It was like, is this a baby to fix the marriage? Because that always works.
This is a Band-Aid baby. No, I'm just kidding.
Baby.
Isn't that awful?
Can't wait till they explain that to the kid. And that kid's listening to back episodes of the Matt and Kate podcast.
Right.
18 years from now.
You never told me I was a Band-Aid baby.
By the way, what a classic podcast.
Right. By the way, ahead of their time.
Right. In the year 2039, a Timberlake baby listening to the Matt and Kate podcast. How exciting.
Good math.
Thanks, Kate.
You're welcome.
I've been practicing.
Well, you should start practicing geography, too.
It's funny you say that.
Have you been? Did you get your map and put it up on your wall and do flashcards every night?
Well, I don't think you made it past my desk this morning. Somebody put a giant map of the world on my desk.
Oh, that's fantastic.
The entire world. I knew it wasn't you based on when it appeared on my desk. I was like, it was physically impossible for Kate to make that happen. Okay. And then I thought, well, maybe Sam was listening to the show and heard me repeatedly say about how I have a horrible grasp of geography. And so I asked Sam about it, and he was like, no, I have no idea. And eventually Travis fessed up that he gave me the map of the world. He goes, I gave you the world.
Oh, Travis. That
way I can say, I gave you the world. And I go, is it because you're familiar with my geography failure? And he's like, no, I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, okay.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Do you think he's trying to be nice?
Yeah. I mean, he just doesn't want to admit to being a avid Matt and Kate listener, I think.
Right. He'd rather just be nice than admit to listening to us.
But yeah, it's a world globe map. So I need one that's hyper-focused on the United States still, because the U.S. is too small. It's hard for me to see the individual shapes of Rhode Island, for example.
I think we're going to have flashcard lunches. Or I'm just going to hold up flashcards and you're going to tell me the state and the capital. Or you're going to hold up the flashcard and I'm going to tell you the capital, because I struggle on the capitals. I'm probably at 75% on the capitals. But I'm much better at guessing what state it is based on its shape. So we can help each other. And I'm going to try to do it without the Animaniacs in my brain.
I was going to say, you shared a photo of Finley putting you guys have a puzzle? Is that right?
Yeah. We have a puzzle that you put the puzzle piece down. And it says Kansas, capital, Topeka, or California, capital, Sacramento.
Once you properly insert it into its state receptacle on the map,
it will tell you, but when you try to put the wrong state in a place, it'll tell you what you're looking for. So if you tried to put Colorado instead of Wyoming, it'll say Colorado, capital, Denver.
What?
So if you tried to put, if you put the wrong state on the wrong place, it'll tell you what state it should be.
So if you try to mush Texas into Kansas, it will say Texas.
It'll say Kansas.
Oh.
It'll say what puzzle piece should go there.
Gotcha. It's not smart enough to know what puzzle piece you're trying to mush into it.
Right. It'll just say, nah, this is Kansas.
Oh, man. That kind of puzzle will be a relic of the past before you know it.
Maybe. But she was putting her puzzle together while listening to Animaniacs on the iPad with the lyrics. So she would pause the song to hear what capital and what state she was looking for. So she was putting the puzzle together in the order that Animaniacs was singing the puzzle.
I dig it. That's good.
Yeah. And it took her a lot longer than it normally takes her to just put the puzzle, because one time what was she looking for? Kentucky. I can't find Kentucky. And I'm like, you've already got it on there. She's like, oh, whoops.
Now, don't get me wrong. This sounds like a quality puzzle. I'm just saying it seems like it won't be long before the puzzle will say like 2 states up and to the left when you're when you're trying to insert the state into the correct state receptacle.
I think I'm worried more about the batteries running out, because I don't know that I think they're like watch batteries instead of like batteries.
Oh.
So it's going to be one of those things like, I don't have that battery. I'm going to have to go and get that battery. Yeah, we're done with this puzzle now. Just put it together the way it's supposed to be. Don't use the batteries.
Next to them, it needs to be a thin enough profile of a battery so you can easily fold up the map and take it with you to places.
No, it's a wooden puzzle. The base is wood.
Yeah, but it wants to have like a thin enough profile, I guess, then it has to have a watch battery instead of a AAA.
Yeah.
Huh, okay.
Or it has to be obnoxious enough to parents that way.
Do you think it's a watch battery? You haven't verified?
I have not verified, but I don't think it's too small of a...
It's physically impossible. Okay.
Yeah. When you can see the little receptacle where you have to unscrew it, it's definitely too small to fit a AAA in there. I can bring it to the station and you can inspect it.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to have this puzzle in my hand soon for multiple reasons.
I was going to say, sounds like you need to study it.
I think you sent me a link. Didn't you send me a link to the Amazon page for it?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
And then I responded with, send me a Walmart link and then we'll talk.
I think you can. I'm trying to remember where I got it. I think I got it at a toy store, though. I don't think I got it at Amazon.
I think I'll be just fine if I have a decent sized map of the United States that I just walk by from time to time.
So Travis gave you the world, so you're saying, nope, I need to baby steps it. Let's just go with United States first.
No, I like the world. I like being able to see all the countries. But I also need to have a U.S.-centric map. And yeah, you're correct. I should focus the majority of my time on the states before I move to memorizing all the countries. But I still like having the map of the world right there. It's the only thing hanging up on my cubicle wall. So, you know.
Oh, man.
This Robots and Tom Cruise story was debunked, by the way. I'm not sure.
Was it?
Yeah.
Well, The Sun is not exactly world-class journalism, right?
Yeah, so Kate and I have the shared notebook that we use. Microsoft OneNote is what we use. They're not an advertiser. They really should be. I feel like we plug their products too much. And we both add stories to it. Now, from time to time, we try not to look at stuff that the other host has put in here because maybe we want to surprise the other one, or we want it to be a surprise or something like that.
Right.
But then I saw this thing as Robots and Tom Cruise, and I couldn't resist. I was like, I got to see what this is, what Kate put in here.
Yeah, because we've talked about robots and Tom Cruise.
And so it was the story from The Sun that said that Tom Cruise ended up getting a couple of robots to put on the set of the Mission Impossible film that ensure compliance with COVID-19 protocol.
He paid huge sums for 2 high-tech bots.
Yeah, the source says Tom, quote, can't be everywhere to ensure people are behaving themselves.
So Daddy got robot babysitters. Yeah.
I just searched for Tom Cruise robot on news and then slash film, which is apparently some kind of industry trade for Hollywood. So they looked into it and no, that's not true. There are no Tom Cruise robot employees roaming the set of Mission Impossible to ensure.
Well, the source adds that the robots are really sophisticated and rather intimidating. It's like the Terminator, only not as violent. It does sound like the robot that Tom Cruise would hire, right?
Not as violent. Slightly less violent than the robot from the Terminator.
Yep.
Yeah, it really depends. I mean, Terminator 1 versus Terminator 2, I guess it really depends. I mean, a lot of the robot violence from, quote, the Terminator and Terminator 2 is actually self-defense. Whereas in the original Terminator, clearly the Terminator is the antagonist of that film, so.
Haven't seen either.
You haven't seen Terminator or Terminator 2?
No.
Well, you can skip the Terminator. Just Terminator 2 is the one you need to watch. And yeah, and fix that.
Fix it?
Come on.
Okay.
Oh, man.
But we know that he'll be back.
I know me saying, come on, Kate, is a frequent occurrence on this show, Kate, but come on. Terminator 2, Kate?
Yeah, Terminator? Meh.
Terminator's still
Not so much.
still good,
Is it?
but I think Terminator 2 is the film to watch.
I mean, you just told me to skip it, so it must be that good, right?
But if I can get you to commit to both, then yeah, watch both.
Came out in 1984, Matt.
That's really good special effects for 1984. Meanwhile, Terminator 2 is really good special effects for even today. Man, those hold up well. So yeah, watch Terminator 2. That's the one you want to watch.
And that's from 1991.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had other things going on in 84 and 91. So,
You did? Okay.
I did. I mean, I was 4.
You didn't see that one in the theater when you were 3 or whatever? Okay.
No, 4 and 11 and yeah. So, robots and Tom Cruise. Want want. That's unfortunate. Sounded good. High-tech bots.
Yeah, the minute I saw this thing, I was like, are you serious, Kate? And then I just searched for, I searched DuckDuckGo for Tom Cruise robot, and then, one of the results there was like debunked. To be fair, you put this in the show notebook days ago before it had been debunked, so.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And I don't think that was instructions that we were supposed to debunk them before we put them in the show notebook. I mean, we're just supposed to put interesting things in the show notebook.
Right.
And then we discover that they're debunked when we're...
Right. That's the rumor I'm spreading.
Yeah. Oh, man. No robots on the movie sets. No Terminator high-tech bots from Tom Cruise.
Less violent ones.
Less violent. I don't know. It's Tom Cruise. He gets really excited. He's probably going to be like, just slap him around a little bit. It'll be fine. Did you hear about the Bluetooth mask? Or did you debunk this too?
Well, I'm not sure on this Bluetooth mask. I'm familiar with one that was announced at the Consumer Electronics Show.
Okay.
Also known as CES, Kate. But I'm not sure if that's the same one that you've...
You say it so snarky.
Well, that's because you...
Also known as... I didn't know, Matt. I didn't know.
I went back and listened to the tape, and I clearly said Consumer Electronics Show when we started talking about it, by the way.
Okay.
Just, I wouldn't bring it up had you not...
CES is as popular as AT&T, right?
I did not say CE. I said Consumer Electronics Show.
Okay.
When we first talked about it.
So...
And then after the fact... Okay, whatever. Anyway, go on.
I know. You're such an idiot. You don't know what the CES show is, Kate.
The kids don't like it when mom and dad fight, Kate.
Right. So there's a Bluetooth face mask. It's about $50. Headset inside. And it allows you to talk to people on the phone without the mask muffled sound.
Okay, yeah, this is different. Yeah.
Yeah, and it also comes with earbuds, and there's buttons for playing, pausing, and controlling the volume.
Mm-hmm.
But it supposedly only lasts for about 12 hours. So it's a weird sentence, but you're going to have to charge up your mask. Doesn't that sound very like sci-fi? Like, I've got to charge my mask.
Yeah. So the idea here is you don't want to just have your Bluetooth headset on the outside of your mask because your mouth might be muffled. Like, this helps eliminate some muffle when you speak?
I believe so, yes.
The point? Okay.
It's called the Mask Phone from Benetton.
Gotcha. Yeah, the one that I had seen from the Consumer Electronics Show was one that basically, I don't think it was meant to be used as a phone or as like a headset, but it was from Alienware, a company that focuses on gaming products that like amplifies your voice from the inside to then the outside world. So different
Did it change
concept.
your voice?
I don't think so, not yet.
Okay, not a voice enhancer so much.
But they'll be able to have that one done in time for the next pandemic, Kate.
There you go.
Yeah. Well, and depending on how long this one goes, because this one seems like it still might have legs. So.
I definitely am feeling that faux show. I know it's been a long time since you've started a new job and had to be like, show up for work for your first day. But have you ever had any interesting first day occurrences?
Oh, nothing that jumps right to the front of my head right away. I've had a lot of jobs, as we've discussed before, but nothing I could think of. You?
Yeah, I was going to be a waitress at the Stadium Club at Kauffman Stadium.
Ooh, cool.
Right? So I went to my first day of training, and it was all going to be waiting tables. And so they wanted us to learn the menu. So this was so stupid. I spent most of my shift learning the menu at the table where I could see the field.
Okay.
So instead of learning the menu, I basically watched the baseball game from the restaurant, trying to learn the menu and watching the Royals play baseball. But when I showed up for my actual first day, they said that I was going to be in the kitchen, and I was like, no, I'm supposed to start waiting tables. And they're like, there's a miscommunication and we're going to need you in the kitchen. I'm like, I have zero kitchen experience. And so basically I made salads for about 4 hours, just side salads. That's all I did. Side salads. I'm like, okay. And I didn't show up for my next day. I just said, this didn't work out so well. Thanks.
You just no-showed your way out of there?
No, I called, but I did not show up. Yeah. I was just like, yeah, it's a long drive and it's not the long shifts. And they're like, well, the money's really good. I'm like, but I'm making salads. So the money's not great.
So what do you think happened there? They saw you, that you had more care to watch the game than to actually study the menu, and then thus put her in the kitchen instead where she can never see any of the game.
I don't think it was related to me, but now you say that, maybe it was related to me. I mean, I was never quizzed on the menu. It wasn't that long, but they left me there. So I watched the game. Yeah.
Do you have any tips for memorizing a menu, Kate? Other than actually focus on the menu instead of putting your eyes on something else the entire time?
I try to go section by section. But I also this would have been the fanciest restaurant that I've worked at with the most extensive menu. So I was definitely intimidated by the menu. But I also didn't think that I was going to be on salads first day.
Okay. I was hoping maybe you'd have some tips.
No, section by section, appetizers, soups and salads, sandwiches, main entrees, sides.
Think it helps to link items together?
I think so.
Like beef items together and then do the chicken items together in your brain?
But okay, so I think for me it's helpful if I can see it in the menu and kind of mentally see it in the menu. Okay, this section comes with a side, or this one I need to know how they want things cooked. I don't know. It's been a long time since I've had to do that. How long? At least 15 years. It was 2005,
right.
I think. Yeah.
That's fair. I wasn't anticipating that you would have all kinds of life hacks for how to internalize a restaurant menu, but just in case I can't just not ask,
I know, and that totally ruined where I was going with this story because I wasn't planning for this to be the story.
Okay.
But this guy in Pennsylvania I know, and it's my fault. I shouldn't have said, let's not talk about me. Let's talk about Carl. Well, Carl from Pennsylvania started his first day at Econo Lodge. And it didn't go well because he was high on bath salts. He assaulted a female coworker, and then he stripped off his clothes and got arrested. So that's not a good way to start your new job, is what I was trying to go with there.
Save the bath salts for your off days. Is that the lesson, Kate?
Absolutely.
Okay.
That's the lesson. Don't start any new job on bath salts. I don't even know how that works. I've heard of it. People are high on bath salts. What does that mean? Are they sniffing bath salts? Are they ingesting bath salts? Are they smoking bath salts?
Maybe all of those things.
Okay.
Or any or all would be my guess. But yeah, the stories are always weird. Typically, they end up nude by the end of it.
Yeah.
Maybe eating someone else's face. I think there's a lot of stories about people attacking other people and gnawing their face off. Yeah.
It wasn't me. It was the bath salts.
Right.
Oh, weird. Yeah. So when the cops arrived, they found him naked and arrested him for indecent assault, indecent exposure, and possession of drug paraphernalia because he brought his bath salts to work with him, apparently.
Think about being addicted to drugs, Kate.
Not always the smartest cats.
Kind of willing to take some chances that you probably wouldn't have done sober, including doing those drugs.
There you go. I shouldn't say not always the smartest cats, but you don't always make the best decisions. There you go. The more you know. That almost kind of sounded like Law and Order at the end.
I wanted to add something extra to it. I wanted it to Matt and Kate it up a little bit. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Seemed like a good choice.
Wait, one more time?
More modern. So the whole thing would be... Don't you like that?
I do.
asked me to do the jingle, and then you start taking a drink as I'm doing the jingle and nearly spit your...
I did, and I was trying to swallow and not spit it everywhere because it made me laugh.
So I'm still workshopping it.
Okay. I like it.
Give me a bit to get behind the keys and get it properly recorded.
There you go.
I guess I could just always, trademark mouth guitars or mouth piano is kind of a key to this show, but
It is, but I like the workshop idea, and then you spending some hours at the keys going, I don't know, and then penciling things out, and is this the right? And then absolutely taking some video of you while you're like really laboriously working at the piano.
Lots of crumpling of sheet music and throwing them into the trash.
Yes.
Got one of those trash cans that's overflowing.
Yes.
Wadded up pieces of paper surrounding it. Yeah.
Lots of pensive looks at the keys. And
yeah. Have you been watching me in my home again, Kate?
I'm not going to lie, Matt.
Because these are all precisely the things that I do.
Well, yes, Matt, I'm coming clean. These are all things I've seen you do until you strike gold and you go, this is it. By Jove, I've got it.
By Jove. Eureka, etc. Yeah.